Hi everyone, this is Hyoki. I recently posted a video about the situation between siblings and Korea, and there were a lot of different reactions. Many people say that discrimination from Koreans is not just about this one incident, but something that has been happening for a long time. What frustrated me was that some people seem to think that the posts they see online represent all Koreans, or at least most Koreans. I also saw some overseas Koreans from YouTube or TikTok that Koreans are racist. Many of them speak native level English and live in the US or Europe, but most of them haven't actually lived in Korean society long term. So I want to speak as someone who was born and raised in Korea. What people say online is not always what happens in real life. And honestly, most Koreans don't even know what is going on right now. There aren't that many K-netizens on X who are saying extreme things. And I don't think the siblings who leave harsh comments on my page represent all Southeast Asians. In the same way, I hope you don't generalize and think that a few rude Koreans online represent all the Korea. Now let's talk about something deeper. Why is this happening? I want to talk honestly about some structural problems in Korea. Korea is still technically a divided country. The war has never officially ended. Until about 80 years ago, we were under Japanese colonial rule. That history is not that far away. Security issues have had a big impact on Korea's society, and that sense of tension shaped how our system developed. In that environment, Korea grew very fast, but that growth came with intense competition. In this small, tiny country, we constantly compete with each other. It's easy to feel like you have no value if you don't achieve something. That kind of compressed growth shaped the social atmosphere we live in today. Here's the important part. If racism in the West historically came from ideas like white supremacy, Korean discrimination comes from a different place. Korea has never been a country that ruled the world based on race. Instead, we built a society that constantly ranks people internally. Money, education, job title, appearance. Among Koreans, we constantly compare and rank each other. We bow to people who are successful, rich, or attractive, and we look down on those who don't meet certain standards. The discomfort many of you felt may not have come from racial hatred itself, but from the ranking culture spilling outward. Before Koreans discriminate against others, we have already been judging and competing with each other for a long time. If someone even slightly overweight, slightly poorer, or slightly outside the standard, Koreans criticize each other. When people from outside cities, it can understandably feel like racism. Young generations don't even feel united among themselves. Korea grew quickly through extreme competition, but that same culture pushed people away from marriage and relationships. In a society where wealth is constantly compared, many people hesitate to have children or even get married. Raising a child in Korea is expensive. People don't feel confident they can give their child a good enough life. We saw our parents struggle with poverty. We grew up in constant competition, so people ask themselves, will my child really be happy? I think this is one of Korea's biggest long-term problems, and honestly, it feels very hard to stop the direction we are heading. Korea has a high suicide rate compared to other OECD countries. Even though the country is economically developed, many people feel constant pressure to prove themselves. There's a strong idea that success equals money and money equals worth. When someone feels like they've fallen behind, they start questioning their values as a person. This isn't just an individual issue, it's part of the system. Ranking structure also shows up in gender conflict. Some men feel they are losing out because of military service, some women feel they are correcting past discrimination. That tension has grown stronger over time. Marriage is sometimes talked about like a transaction. And with the current birth rate, many analysts even talk about population crisis. From the outside, Korean can look shiny and successful, but inside we live in constant comparison and competition. I'm not making this video to ask you to understand Korea or excuse anyone. I just wanted to acknowledge that structural honestly. No matter what the structure is, if the result is pain, then that is a problem. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.